What is going on, everybody? My name is Chris. Welcome to Bourbinsane. Today we're going to be reviewing 1792 Full Proof. Now, 1792 is made by Barton Distillery, and they make several different expressions of the 1792 bottles. So they make a small batch 1792, which is actually a blend of multiple barrels of bourbon that they kind of put together to get the flavor profile they want. They also make a single barrel expression, which is obviously one barrel of bourbon that they use to make the bottles out of. And they also have a high rye version, so a higher rye mash bill or makeup of the bourbon. A bottled in bond version. Then of course they make the full proof, which means this is the strength that the bourbon came out of the barrel and they put it right in a bottle. They didn't water it down or add any water to it at all. Alright, so let's go on to the color here. Now I've described this as a dark caramel color. Again, this is full proof, so this is the strength right out of the barrel. This is actually 125 proof. So pretty high alcohol content on this one. So you'd expect darker, more of those wood colors. But yeah, I describe this as a dark caramel. Just looking at the legs on the side of the glass here. So again, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, legs is just the fluid you see running down the side of the glass here. So theoretically, the higher the proof alcohol, the more legs you're going to see running down the side of the glass. Alcohol actually evaporates at a quicker rate than water does. So when that alcohol evaporates, you get the water running down the side of the glass here. So what you see running down there, if it's quite a bit, you know it's a higher proof alcohol because a lot of that alcohol is actually burned off. Alright, so let's go into the nose here. I'm definitely getting an oak forward nose on this. So very heavy wood notes on this. All those classic bourbon flavors are still there with the vanillas, the caramels. You know, I'm not sure of the age on this one. I'll go ahead and put that right here for you. You can definitely tell this is a higher proof bourbon because even with your mouth open when you're nosing the whiskey, you can still get a burning in the nostrils. I'm actually smelling a little bit of cherry in this. Previous times when I drank this, I never really picked up the cherry smell before, but I am getting a little bit of a cherry on this. Alright, let's go into the taste, guys. Cheers. You can definitely tell it's high proof on the taste. You get that burning on the back of the tongue, into the nostrils. Definitely a lot of oak presence on the taste as well. I don't really taste the cherry on the flavor. I was getting it a lot in the nose. And I'm not really picking it up on the flavor, though. And now that I've had a taste, I'm not getting it as strongly on the nose either. But definitely that oak is there. Heavy vanillas, heavy caramels. That's probably because of the high proof we're getting those heavier bourbon flavors. But overall, it's very good, especially if you like the oak taste of your bourbon. Me personally, I'm not a big oak guy. I've never been into super high-aged, highly oak flavor bourbons, but this has got a good flavor. It is heavy on the oak, but it's acceptable. I think because it's high proof, I've always liked higher proof bourbons. And being higher proof, it's just got such a full, rich flavor. I'd say this has a pretty long finish. Again, with the high proof, it's going to have a long finish. Kind of lingers in your mouth, on your tongue. It's got a good mouthfeel. Yeah, by the third sip, vanillas, caramels, oak is actually getting more subtle now that my tongue is getting used to it. And then the burn's almost gone for me. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and add a couple drops of water to this just to see if it opens up a little bit or changes the flavor at all. That's about 6 drops of water there. Go ahead and mix it up a little bit. So on the nose, the oak has actually become a lot more subtle for me. I still am getting oak on it for sure, but maybe I'm just not getting the sting of that oak that I was before with the higher proof. We probably brought it down to about 90 to 100 proof. And the burn's pretty much gone on the nose, at least. Yeah, after adding the water to it, it's a lot smoother. The oak is not as forward as it was. So same as the nose. The nose settled on the oak, and it also did on the taste as well. I'm actually picking up more of a light fruit flavor on this now that we've added some water to it. It's opened it up nicely. Overall, it's got really good flavor. If you guys are a fan of higher proof bourbons in general, I would definitely recommend you guys go out and find this bottle. Depending on the time of the year, I've been able to find bottles with no problem, and other times I haven't been able to find any at all. So this bottle I got for around $52. So different parts of the country, it's probably going to be between $50 and $60. If you're a little hesitant about the $50 price tag, go ahead and go out and get a pour of this first. See if it's something you like. I bought the small batch version of this first, and I wasn't overly impressed with it, but I had heard such good things about the full-proof version that I had to go out and get a bottle. And I'm not upset I did. When I first opened this bottle, I honestly wasn't a huge fan of this. But after a couple months, I would say this really opened up. The flavors got better. The oak was a little more subtle for me. So I didn't get the overly oaked notes that I don't personally like in bourbon. But overall, I'll drink this bottle all the time. You can see it's about 3/4 of the way gone. Something that's good to have after a long day of work. And it's so easy to just add some water to it or some ice to it too if you don't prefer that high proof flavor. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. Stay insane. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also follow me on Instagram at Bourbinsane and Facebook Bourbinsane.